ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We are back with our Jesters match. I am Patrick Lynn. In the booth with me today is a guest commentator,
Andrew Stumbris, making my rookie appearance here in the booth.
So we got Josh Cady taking on our reigning champion, Todd Holzer. And we are playing 8-ball race to 7. We're at the Mad Apple Burgers and Billiard Company, located on West College Avenue in Appleton, Wisconsin. So we should have a pretty good match here today. I've actually played with Josh in a Scotch doubles tournament. We both did pretty well. I think we took like 3rd or 4th place. And, well, Todd, you know how he plays. I mean, he's been running 3 weeks straight now, so he's been in the seat for a while.
Something to say for experience. It's a different animal being up on stream if you haven't done it before. The pressure and the nerves, it definitely it affects the stroke, especially early on in the match before you get settled. And
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like a tournament on steroids. When you start getting deep into the field, the nerves start going. When you're on the stream, it's just you just start off that way, I think. But so it looks like Josh won the lag, so he'll be breaking.
so what have these guys been playing the last few weeks? I've missed a couple of streams. Have they been playing 8-ball or have they been playing rotation too?
It used to be nothing but 8-ball here on like the King's Court matches, but lately we have been getting a few rotation matches. Even in the Queens, they've played rotation. I think last week was a rotation. They played 10-ball. I know they've played. We haven't seen a lot of 9-ball. It's either 10-ball or 8-ball.
Starting out with a rough scratch on the break, and that's unfortunate because that is a great spread. I think you'd be happy to come with either color on that table.
Yeah, I think I'm probably taking stripes. Let me see.
Well, stripes, you kind of want to start with that 9-ball. I think
Yeah.
with the solids, the 7's a little weird, but everything else looks pretty good. There's not a whole lot of problems with either color that you can't take care of early.
Yeah, I think the only reason I like the stripes is because of the 7-ball. And like you said, start with the 9 because that's your problem child. And even that 14 could become a little tricky, but I think if you get rid of that 9-ball.
Yeah, you start 9-10. I think the rest of that rack may kind of play itself.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he's going to start with this 14, it looks like. I wonder if he's planning on taking care of this 9 early or...
Yeah, I mean, if he plays the 14, he can roll to the 10 and then the 9.
Yep.
I mean, that's a
I
way.
mean, that 11 gives you natural shape to the 9, so he's definitely got ways to go about it. With a rack this open, there's not really a lot of wrong answers. You just got to make the shots.
Okay, so there you go on the 11, which goes up to the 9, like you said.
Oh, juiced it a little bit, but he might turn out good with a bump.
Ooh, got a little close.
Going to be touchy. It's a good thing he's taking care of this early, though. There's plenty of other balls on the table. If this was one of your last shots to end the rack, you'd be in a little bit more trouble. But he's got out balls here.
Let's see what he. Yeah, he's gonna have to hit this 9 pretty good.
Oh,
All right, so Josh will get his first look at the table. So we had our Cue It Up tournament yesterday. Awesome event. We had Chris G representing the 500 and below. Took 3rd place, man. I was so happy for him.
I heard a rumor out on the street that he is only the 2nd person to ever place that high as a sub 500 player.
Correct. He could have been the first ever to win if he would have went all the way. Or even 2nd, I think. He would have been the first.
It's a tall order, but that's some stiff competition. I think he's got a few feathers in his cap from that tournament, probably. I didn't get to watch it, but I heard there were a couple of people that he got to notch in his belt.
Yeah, he was playing great. I mean, some of his plays on the stream, he was playing Kendall. His first 2 games were pretty much perfect, I think. So he played really well. Really happy for him. And then also big congratulations to Sam for taking down his first Cue It Up stop. And also our very own John Fields taking 2nd. Both of those players went in the
So our
auction?
very own, you get to claim John Fields. Is he Appleton now?
well, he's a Mad Apple player. I mean,
No,
very
that's
own.
true. Well, we don't have anywhere in Green Bay, so I guess us Green Bay folk are just we're proxy Appleton players. That's fair.
Well, as long as you come to the Apple
Yeah.
player, you know, you're part of the Apple.
So a nice shot to start out on that 6, but we got a little weird here at the bottom of the table. So I'm not sure what he's looking at. I mean, the 2 ball is really the only thing you can see the whole ball of. I'm Not sure what he's looking at. Is he planning on a second shot here after he makes this 2 in the side, or does that 2 even go in the side? I have a hard time telling from my vantage point.
That's a tall order. I'm not sure what exactly he's looking at. He's calling it something down in the corner here.
We're about to get crazy here.
Is he kicking for the 5? I mean,
he's looking at something here.
Maybe
is he comboing 2-7? No. Okay, I guess he can see this 5 ball
or the 4. I think he's going with the 4. Yeah. Probably.
Wow. Oh, nice. He could see more of that than I thought. A little trick of the camera. I didn't see he could see the edge of that 4, but he had plenty of it.
Yeah, that's the hard part about watching from up here in the booth. I mean, you're definitely not going to get to see all the angles like you would on the table. So there'll be shots you're like, no way that can go, and then it'll go. And there's shots you're thinking that goes all day, and then you get a different vantage point and not at all.
Yeah, I think it's just the distortion of the lens trying to show the perfect shape of the table. Nice, smooth shot to start. He's going to have a long one coming back, though.
Yeah, he's got a full table here. I mean, he could just bump this in the side, and he'll be natural on the 10, or even he probably get to the 13 if he wants.
You want to hold this, though. He's going to hit real soft.
Yeah, he's going to.
We're going to see if we can get lucky here.
They let the cue ball go on that one.
Yeah, may have a bank on the 10, though. I think he's still going for it. I don't know if there's a great safe to play here. I think he's probably going to be aggressive.
Yeah, if he plays that bank, he's going to have to shorten the 10 up.
Maybe he likes this cut. Yeah, I mean, that's a personal preference thing. They're 50-50 players will look at this and say, oh, I'm cutting this all day, and some people prefer this bank. This is a preference here, personal preference shot.
Yeah, tough cut here.
The cut is definitely makeable, but there's very little you're going to be able to do to control the cue ball. So we're going to kind of leave it up to chance what happens after this shot.
Yeah, he'll be thinning it pretty good. Nice shot.
Nice. Smooth. Gotta look at this 10.
He got a good bump there.
I don't mind getting a good bump like that when you go for an aggressive shot. You deserve to have something good happen every now and then.
Oh, he's going to be hooked here.
Oh, no. Just another quarter inch other side of that 5. He would have been. Although this 1 ball blocks that corner pocket anyway, he was having a tough look at this almost regardless. He would have had to pound that ball a lot harder to get that. Is that the 12 ball? To get that 12 in the side is probably what he was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, and then preferably trying to put a little spin on it to come in between the 2 and the rail. You know, not run into anything if you could.
Now you're just going for a hit here. I mean, you'll call something, but you definitely don't want to miss the ball here. That's the worst thing that can happen because this is a very runnable table, especially with ball in hand.
Ball in hand for Josh. So what do you think's the hardest rack to win? We always talk about on the stream. First rack or the last rack?
Yeah, I've been asked this question quite a few times. Just from the couple instances I had up there, it's definitely rack number 1. I think it's easier to get in a groove once you got that dub under your belt.
Is the hardest?
Yeah.
Yes, I used to think the other way, but I've been persuaded.
I mean, you can't get to the last rack unless you win one. So
yeah, I've been. My mind has changed over the course of a year on that. So I do believe that the first rack is the toughest rack.
I mean, the match I lost, I think I went down 5-0, something like that, and then I ran even from there. But it's, because I failed to win that first one, I never really got in the groove, and that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost, was it 6? I got blanked yesterday, 6-0 in the queued up. That was harsh.
Well, Josh is running smooth here, but he's got a little distance now. He wants to kind of get back in shape here. So now we're going to be tough. You might almost want to take this 7 first. I have no doubt he was going for shape on the 5 here, but this 5 has got a little bit awkward. He's going to have to work a lot to get on this 7. He might be shooting this 7 first. That shape plays a little bit more natural coming back out for this 5.
Yeah, easier to control the cue ball off the 7 than it is the 5.
Very much so.
And the 7's the easier shot, I think.
It may be from here now. Yeah. He came just a little far and a little bit too far close to that rail. If you could dig into this 5, it'd be different, but he's got to go top ball here. Nice.
Speed is good.
Yep.
That's going to leave him a shot.
And he hit that good. There's not a lot of bad things that can happen if you come underneath that 8 ball. You're going to have a look at this somewhere. And in fact, where he landed, even though he's got a good look here, this is about as bad as it could have gone because there were so many good places that he could have gotten.
Yeah, and it's not even that bad.
No, that's still a pretty good look.
Nice
oh,
shot.
Wow, fired that in. I thought he was going to.
That was a beauty. Yeah, I mean, it sets up perfect for the 8. Try to take another look at that shot. So let's look at that. I mean, he just fired it right in. Perfect on the 8. So our challenger, Josh, taking on the first game, racing to 7. And we got our weekly going on today. Got quite a few players. I think Chris said there's over 30 players again.
We got a perfect 32 players. So a perfect bracket, no buys, just some people waiting on tables, but it's a nice symmetrical bracket.
Wow.
And a couple of the juniors playing. That's been a trend the last few weeks. A lot of the juniors, they get a little bit of a discount to play in the weekly tournament, $5, and a double elimination. You get a lot of pool out of that. So a couple of 7, 10, 12-year-olds out there banging around with the Masters. It's a good opportunity for them, too.
Yeah, and that's what this stream helps support is the juniors program here at the Mad Apple every Sunday. We got some folks working with the juniors, and this stream helps provide for equipment, tournament entry, travel expenses, whatever we can to, I guess, help with the junior program. So,
and my son is out there wearing a Predator glove that was donated by the Mad Apple. So thank you very much for that support, and even just the support of having the league in general, having that format to play other kids close to his age, and having adults that give coaching, because doesn't always like to listen to dad. So sometimes the advice hits a little harder if it comes from Kendall or anybody else other than your parents, and I understand that.
Yeah, speaking of your kid, I was watching him shoot on a 9-foot table at League a week or two ago. That kid was rocketing in full table shots.
That is his comfort zone. He's got a big table at home. That's where he prefers to be. All the finesse around on these 7-footers, he gets into trouble. But put him on 9-foot, he's a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the stroke for such a little guy. I was like, holy cow! I wasn't shooting pool like that when I was a kid. You don't see many kids shoot like that age.
It's amazing what you can do when you lack fear. Just shoot anything. So we got another good looking break here. This table looks very workable.
Yep. Todd on solids. The 5 does go by the 11. I think the 1-4 is going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, I mean, the solids all have pockets, but there's a lot of blockers in the way. You're going to have to be very intentional about what order you take here.
Yeah, it's going to...
He might be coming all the way down right off of this. Yep, there he goes. Now, he missed that set, but I like where he was going for. He was coming way down table to take care of some of that stuff down there, and I think from the bottom up is the way he wanted to attack that table, which I think is smart, because that 4-1 doesn't really go unless you come underneath it somewhere. So I think he had the right idea.
Yeah, he's going to... Thing is, Josh has got stripes here. Once he takes that 11 and the 10 out, it's going to open up things pretty good for Todd, so he's got to be strategic about it.
No easy starter, but I think he's looking at either this 13 or 14.
Yeah, I like the 13. Just I'm trying to get that 11 and 10 last, just as insurance.
I don't know if
Something
you
goes
can even
wrong.
see that 11 right now. It's kind of hard to tell from our vantage point.
Yeah, 10's blocking, so
he's going to take his tough ball first, so
probably rolling up to the 9. Oh, rattles it.
Just a little hard. He's come fortunate not to leave an easy shot, though. There's not a good starter for solids here. You might see how creative he wants to be and maybe try and pinch this 6 off the rail into that 11 if there's a gap there. This is a tough spot to start from.
Yeah, solids are tough right now. I think stripes kind of have a little bit of advantage right now.
Maybe he can lay this up. He's not taking much time. Like, this might just go.
He's got to watch the side pocket here. He does.
Very nice. See, that's another deceiving one. I couldn't tell if that went, but he did. As soon as he got over that ball, he wasn't taking any time to measure it up. I knew that must go.
So he's got the 3 or the 6.
This 3 is in a good position if he wants to try and run into stuff. And that looks like what he's looking at. He may want to rearrange this 4-1 ball.
Yeah, I think he can definitely run into the 1 ball here. Be helpful. Can't run into it soft, though, because that'll just tie it up. He's got to put a little something on it here. And it'll stop for the 5.
Smooth.
Okay, well,
That works.
he got the 8 ball out, so that's going to help. You know, he pushed the 1, and 1-5 is tough.
Yeah, I don't know. Can he get?
That's a
Can
tough
he
shot.
see that?
Yeah, I mean, he could see it. It's a tough.
The 4-ball bank is open. I haven't seen anyone bank a ball yet, though, so it's kind of hard to tell how comfortable guys are with certain kinds of shots. You know, you'll see guys pass up bank shots or pass up jump shots. There's a lot of personal preference involved.
I like that bank shot you're
Yeah,
talking
it
about.
just looks super lined up, but if he passes this up, you can kind of tell that may not be his game.
That's a tough
If you
shot.
can drill that, you might as well. So good
Yeah.
shot.
That's something I didn't really count for. It was a big pocket because of the 11, so that makes that shot a little more appealing. So now he's wide open here.
And he hit that last shot with good pace, because if you drill that, things tend to rattle. He hit it firm, but a slow stroke gave the balls time to kind of separate and kind of move their way into that pocket.
Kind of wanted to come about another inch more down on the wrong side of the 4 here.
Yeah,
but
it gets interesting. He might even shoot this 6 first and come off that short rail. That looks like what he's going for here.
He's probably going all the way up to the top rail and back down, maybe. Yeah, all the way to the top rail and back down.
Fortunate bump there. He's got to look now.
A lot of spin on that.
He's almost fortunate that hit that 12 that had enough juice on it. That may have come all the way back down table. It could have gotten behind one of those other stripes if it had not hit that 12 ball.
And this is going to be, if he makes this shot and gets hooked, he's going to be in 1-ball hell.
Hard to tell from the angle whether he wants to just pop this and come up in between the 8 and 12, or if he's going to follow forward and still take this 8 in the side regardless, I think. But
looks like he's going to follow forward.
Looks like you want to follow forward. That's right. But this 8 ball really only goes in that side pocket from where he's at. It doesn't go. The 11's blocking all the way down, so he's got to find a triangle over on that, from my vantage point, right side of the table. Taking some extra time is always a tough shot right before the 8. You don't want to leave yourself tough on an 8 ball. You maybe put a little extra time into the ball right before to make sure your shape is perfect.
All right, here he goes.
He got the perfect follow forward, and the shape is what he's looking for. Just missed the ball. Sometimes you take your eye off the important part, but
Yep, that's exactly right. When you focus that much on the shape, you tend to lose focus on making the shot. And,
speaking of focus, these are ducks just waiting to be hit down. There are no problems here. You just need to hunker down, play your pattern. You always say that, and then, they'll come down to those last 3 balls, then your pattern matters. But here, just got to get comfortable, stroke some balls in.
I like that he's taking that one first because it's going to open up a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Call it duck soup right now. Everything's pretty easy.
This will be good if he takes care of this 15 here, too, because that was a little weird with the other balls in front of it. I like this.
That's a smart pool, too, because he's working the table from, either top to bottom, bottom to top, however you want to look at it. But that's the less cue ball movement you have, the better control you're going to have. And he's avoiding going up and down the table, He's taking care of one side first, and then he's just slowly working his way up to the top of the table. So
perfect. We got ball and hand level shape on this 12. He's looking good.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be using the 11 as my out ball. Probably be using the 10 now.
It looks like, he thinks he can get close enough to it, but I get where you're coming from. When it's so close to the pocket like that, it can be a little bit more. You're right. He thinks that's too difficult to control. He's going to start with that one.
Yeah, see, this is much better. I like this. This is
a little
just
thin on this 10, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, I like just bouncing right off that right route, and then it should be going right in line with the 8.
Yeah, we'll see if he can hold it, though. I'm not sure how thin that is. This may run on him a little bit. See how comfortable you are putting some inside to hold this from running too far on you. Looks like we're going center ball. Nice.
Oh, he went all the way to the side
He
for
did.
it.
Yeah, that works. I mean, 8 ball in the middle of the table. There's a lot of good places to land.
All right, Todd feeling some pressure here for the first time. Last week he started out 4-0. So this week is reversed for him. He's down his first 2 games. And last week was weird. It was I think Todd won the first 4, his opponent won the next 4, and then he ran 6 racks to take it down. I think they were playing 10 ball last week, which was raced at 10, I think. Yeah, it was raced at 10.
That was a good confidence out from Josh because, I mean, those are the types of outs you know you're supposed to make, but it feels like, and especially at this level, you're going to find a way every now and then to mess that up, and it really just messes with your mental when you had a wide open table like that. So it's good to, no problems. He got the shape he was looking for on almost every ball. That's got to, maybe do a lot to settle the nerves of being on stream for the first time when you make an out like that where it's a long out, you know you're supposed to make it, and no mistakes.
Yeah, he played it good. And like what you're saying is, yeah, if you got a wide open table and you make a little mental error like that, it can really have an effect on the rest of the way you're playing.
I've never done that. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, these guys are crushing the break. That's another good hit. A little bit more to think about this time, though. That position of that 7 ball right next to the 8 might give you some pause.
Yeah, this is kind of a horse piece here almost, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I almost prefer the the stripes, I should say, because the 8 ball has a pocket and the 7 ball is a little bit weird. But nothing is dead out from here. There's going to be work regardless of what you pick.
Yeah, I think sometimes in a situation like this, you kind of look at your starter shot to your next ball.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, solids kind of look like the way to go in that aspect, but stripes are controlling the top half of the table.
That 12 ball blocking up that top left corner is an important part of the solids out plan. So
he might be able to cut to the 11 here.
He may be starting on this 11. I'm surprised he's not starting with that duck in the corner. But that is a...
Yeah, see now stripes are going to be...
Yeah, just missed it.
Yeah, I bet you'll see Todd take stripes here now.
Yeah, with full control of that corner pocket, I don't think there's much to think about here.
And I don't know.
Think about whether you start with this 10 or not. Looks like it's pretty straight. I think that's where he's looking.
Be looking strong at that 14 if it goes in the side past the 6.
Good point.
It's tight.
That's a tight starter, man. Sometimes, especially when there's such a big difference between the colors, like there is a very clear advantage to the stripes here. You want to make sure you get those stripes.
Yeah, I wouldn't start with the 14. I'm looking at it right now to find out. Yeah, to see if I can get on it. Because if you can get that 14, if that goes in the side, the rest of the table looks really good.
Yep, that'll open up the 9 if that 14 goes.
But that 6 might just be. I mean, that 1 millimeter is going to really. It's 1 millimeter in this game.
I'm trying to watch see what he's looking at the table to see if he looks at that. It'll kind of give me a clue as to whether that ball goes or not. Really difficult to tell from our vantage point.
See if I can get another look at it from the side here.
Yep, going to start with that 13. Make sure he gets the stripes, and he's got it.
So don't really got a good angle on it there. Take a look at the overhead. I think that does go.
It looks close.
It's tight.
Gotta be careful here. You don't want to bump this 12. Okay, so we're going to rearrange some furniture here. We're going to have a tough ball now. When you don't have a look at a ball like this, your first thought should be, where can I play safe? What can I tie up? Because I don't think he's got, other than if you want to take a flyer on a 10-14 combo, I'm not sure he's got a great shot here.
He might even have to be thinking not just safe, but tying up his opponent's ball because his opponent's in the open right now.
Yeah, the only easy safe I'm seeing is if he can draw and tie up on top of this 2 ball. Otherwise, you got to be thinking, how can I tie up the solids here? I think that's what he was going for. I think he was trying to suck it onto that 2 ball, and he's gotten not a perfect safe, but there's not an easy starter for solids here either, and that's, I'll say, mission accomplished.
And he got that 14 ball to move, so it's got a home now.
Yep.
Not a big window for it until that 2 ball moves.
We might be seeing a safe right back here.
Yeah, I like thinning this 4 and getting down by that 6 in the 1 ball.
With control of that bottom left pocket with that 3 ball there, he's got an opportunity to just put this 2 into the 7, break that all up, and just leave the ball in that bottom corner.
He's jumping.
He's going for it. He's going to go for the out. He's being aggressive. And there's certainly a path to victory if he makes this.
Nice shot. Got it. He's got a tough shot left
now
here.
The age-old question, now what? So you've made your 3 ball. That was a good jump shot. I wonder if this 7 goes. That might be the way to shoot on the way back. Let's take another look at this jump shot.
Yeah.
That question has been answered now. No problem jumping. That was smooth.
So I know Josh is from around here. Where does it say Josh is from? He's from.
So Josh is actually from Oshkosh, so yeah, not too far away. Right. We'll consider that semi-local. Actually, Todd is the one traveling, coming all the way from Mosinee. Yeah,
Mosinee. That's about an hour and a half. It's out there by Wausau.
Yeah, he's taking a look at the 7. I don't know if he's thinking about going rail first and maybe just leaving the cue ball there, or if he thinks he can make that 7. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, he's looking like rail first here, so I think he might be trying to rail first and just leave that cue ball there, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah,
hard to control that cue sometimes. If that gap is about the width of a cue ball, then that makes it a little bit easier to just stick the cue. If the gap is a little longer, then you worry about a little bit of forward spin making that cue ball roll out on you, but it's a little easier to stop if you got a real short gap. Oh, no, he's changed his mind. Looks like we're rail firsting this 4 ball. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Get out of town.
Drills it.
Oh, my gosh.
With some authority, too.
Yeah.
He lined it up so fast, I couldn't tell what he was going for.
I mean,
I thought he was rail firsting this 4, and he just drills this 5 ball.
I wasn't even looking at that 5. Like, look at that shot. That's not a under 500 player shot. Though I know Josh did touch above 500 for some point. That was a really nice stroke there. So now, as long as he can get a good angle on that 7, that leads him to the 2. So he's got to play this right now.
I mean, the 7 certainly looks like it goes if you get the right angle. I think it looks like he's coming back. He's going to give himself he wants to get on the rail. I didn't quite get there. He's a little straight on this 4 ball. It's going to be tough now. He might have to cheat this.
Oh, I think he's going to have to, if he wants to get on this, he's got to go to the 7. Going to the 2 is not going to help him. He's got to super draw this all the way to the bottom of the rail and kind of spin over a little bit.
Yeah, get the finger. We get the button ready. You might be putting a stroke on this. It's hard to tell. Yeah, you can't decide. This is a big decision here. Whether you put a lot of action on this, you come all the way back for this 7. You might have to cheat the pocket even to get a decent angle on the 7 because this looks really straight.
Yeah, this is not straightforward here. He's
going. Oh, I think he was trying to play for that 2. I think maybe he was going to play safer. Maybe he just wanted to bank that 2 and run into the 7. That would certainly be the aggressive choice, but. Now, big opportunity to get on the board here now. This 14 is a little bit of a trouble, but there are some paths to get to there. It definitely goes in that top left corner.
Yeah, no easy path there, though. He's got to create one.
Yeah.
In fact, if he can push this, was it the 12? He can push that over.
He's going to play to bump it.
Yeah.
He has opened it up.
So now he's got a path to the 14, so that was really good. So if he can manage to get straight or just on the left side of the 12, he'd be able to roll forward to the 14. So he's not going to be able to do that now.
You say that shot by Josh was a over 500 level shot on that 5 ball. I think this was an over 500 level pattern he was about to play. Now, he didn't quite get the shape he wanted, but that bump to the 12 to develop that was some smart play. That is some high level thinking to give yourself a ball to get shape on another ball. A little bump like that was a nice touch. Now he can still get out here. He's going to have to put a lot of bottom, a little bit of outside on this ball to hold it, come over one rail and back to find the window for this 14. This is a tough shot.
Yeah,
He might even go the other way. No, he's going. Yeah, I think he's going the shot I said here. He's going to put a little bottom left on this.
It's going to be a lot of bottom. Yeah. That's not an easy shot there. Doesn't leave much here for Josh, though.
He's come up fortunate not to leave anything. He's got three balls on the table and doesn't seem to have a decent look at any of them. So might be playing safe here with this 7 ball. Try and come underneath those other 2 blockers. But the existence of this 12 ball right next to a pocket makes it very difficult to leave a good safe, especially now that we've seen the jump cues come up.
Yeah, and if he uses the 2 ball to play safe here, he's kind of taking away his safety net that he has.
Correct.
So using the 7 will probably be ideal. Well, folks, thank you for joining us for our Jesters match. If you can help, like, and share, get the word out there, bump up the views so we can get this thing rolling. Appreciate it.
So we got a couple of Todd fans in the chat. And he's going to get around. Not bad. He's definitely tied it up. So he's going to kind of almost guarantee himself a spot at the table unless this 8 is going to bank in.
Yeah, right now I think solids are controlling the table because they control the 8. There's no bust out really for the stripes here.
Yeah, it depends on how aggressive you want to be. If this 14 banks, this 12 ball could get you shaped back for another bank on that 8 ball, but that is difficult.
I think Todd's best bet here is going to be blocking that upper right corner pocket. So if he's just pretend like you're banking the 14, but try to get it to settle in the pocket or near it, block it. It's going to put the cue ball down table. It's going to leave a long shot for Josh. But as it sits right now, I think Josh is controlling that 8 ball. So,
I wish I could draw on the screen because there's a triangle kind of made by this left side pocket in that area where if you can land the cue ball in there, even if you let him see this 2 ball, there's not going to be a great way to run out to get a breakout on those balls. If you leave him straight on this 2, there's not a great path to get out. Oh, he did go for the bank, and he was going for that in earnest. He came real close.
And you know what? If he does make that and he gets shaped, there is a bank on the 8. So There is one pocket for the 8.
I got to feel like we're going to see another safe coming up here. He's got a path to where he's pointing right now with that cue. He wants to land the cue ball right there.
Yeah, he's got to get a lockup on the 4, 7. Otherwise, he's going to leave a shot.
Yeah, hard to see how close he is on this 2. If he can little inside English, feather this 2 ball, and just come follow this cue right up on that long rail and land right on top of that 7 would be ideal. Looks like he's looking at hitting this 4 ball first, which is not the worst idea. It's certainly a little bit easier than what I mentioned. Is a little closer. Very difficult to not leave the 14 this way, though. He's going to leave a window here. And this 8 is tied up. He got fortunate to leave the 8 where it is. It may have a pocket off this 4 ball. It's hard to tell, but that 8 is definitely going to be a puzzle.
Yep, I definitely don't want to be busting it up if I'm Todd. Yeah, I mean, making your 14 is going to hurt because that could help you. I don't like taking balls off the table right now. See what he can figure out here.
Nice shot. He's going to leave himself a little thin on this 12. See if he wants to be aggressive and go try and put a whole load of left on this and come down table and figure out something for this 8, or maybe he just wants to very gently nudge this into the rail and leave his opponent snookered. It's always scary playing safes like that because you're sending the cue ball dead into that pocket if you hit it too hard.
Yeah, whenever I get into a position like this, I never want to be the one to bust out that 7 and 8 unless I know I got a good line on the ball. I can kind of predict where it's going. Right now for Todd, that's not going to be the case. I mean, making this ball would do him no good. I mean, if he could put it somewhere on the table where he could get to the 8, I mean, he could leave his opponent a shot. But the problem is, Josh has got a bust out ball. That 4 ball busts everything out. So this is a tough spot for Todd.
Looks like he's aiming to make it. I was going to have a second thought here.
And you definitely don't want to leave the cue ball where Josh can play the 4 and bust out the
You'll be able
7.
to see his intention based on the English he's placing this. Looks like he's just hitting the center ball. All right, interesting. So you didn't even want to flirt with the safe I was talking about because it's safe enough the way he left it. Why risk putting that ball into the pocket for the perfect safe when you can just leave it there? Now, he would have liked the 12 ball to be in the pocket so that he has some, easier avenues to kick at that and jump at that. And we're going to have a safe back right away. And I think you can all tell what he's playing. We're going to that short rail and coming right up behind this 7-8 ball.
Ooh, he left it though.
He did, but he hasn't broken up the 8, so there's still no easy path to out here. All he's done is move the 2.
Sometimes you might want to think about if Todd could play the 4 ball and just shoot the 4 ball in at some point. That's Josh's bust out ball.
Mm-hmm.
So,
although ball in hand, giving that up is going to be difficult. That's going to very likely to lead to a lockdown safe.
And that's like Josh is trying to. If he plays the 2, he's got to get on the right angle to bust out the 7 with the 4.
So tempting to use that 2 ball, maybe try and go for it. Because the figure that this 12 ball is not in a great spot. There's plenty of safes he can play with balls on that same long rail. So I think maybe you get aggressive and go for this.
Needs to keep rolling. I
don't think he's on the right side of it now. He might be able to cheat this pocket a little. That 4 is close enough that I think he can cheat this if he wants to be aggressive and go for it. He can't really see much of the 7s. There's not a great safe to play from here.
Well, here you go. If he just plays a 4, he can go ahead and play safe off the 7, get it right behind the 8, and then his ball is gone, out of trouble.
Oh, he's going for it.
Wow.
He's rewarded. That is a good bump. He struck that good.
Great shot. That's an out-winning shot right there.
I like that choice because being aggressive that way, you have 2 positive outcomes. Either you're going to play safe or you get perfect shape like this. Look at that speed control. Perfect for the 8. Very nice.
Wow, I thought I lost the replay for a second. Yeah, we're going to definitely take another look at that shot. All right, let's look at the shot that got him there. Here it is. Yeah, he struck this really well.
Nicely done. And got to be frustrating for Todd because he hasn't really made a whole lot of, terrible mistakes. And Todd has shot well. He's made a couple of good aggressive outs now in the last couple of racks.
Yeah,
haven't seen the nerves. Haven't seemed to have affected him. You think he's been up here before?
Yeah, I mean this is 3 weeks in a row. So, and what do we got? What's the score? 3.
Yeah,
we're at 3-0.
Got a 3 spot down.
Race to 7.
He's running. I mean, all of the games are important, but this next one is certainly important. You definitely don't want to let your opponent get past the halfway mark before you get that goose egg off the board.
Yeah, I mean that's tough because it's a short race, so you don't want to be doubled up.
Be interesting to see if Todd gets a little bit more aggressive in this rack. You might see. I know when I start getting down, sometimes I start stroking a little harder, trying to make things happen.
Well, he definitely knows how to handle it. I mean, last week, like I said, he won 4 in a row, first 4, but then his opponent came back and won 4, and that's doesn't matter. I mean, you lose 4 in a row at any point, you're starting to feel the pressure. It's all about how you recover and come back.
Especially with the way guys tend to take their time out there on stream. 4 games may last a while. I mean, you may be, maybe 30, 40 minutes since you won a game.
Yeah.
That can wear on you, regardless of what the actual score in the match is.
All right, again, a nice break here. Stripes look really nice here.
Really just the 11 ball you got to worry about here. Those, that 14 may not pass in the I'm sorry, not 4. I'm not sure what ball that is tied up with the 12 there. That may not pass in that upper left corner, but other than that, it definitely looked workable here. Solids have a couple of problems. Well, not really problems, just this 1 ball's a little tough and the 6 ball's a little tough, so you got to think he's going to pick the stripes here.
Yeah, Ruth, I got you. This is Todd's 4th week, but what I was saying is he's got 3 wins under his belt. So if he wins today, this would make win number 4. So yeah, I guess I mean fourth week playing. So I guess I could be corrected in that aspect. All right. So you were saying there's a little trouble with the 11 ball.
I mean, this is a great opportunity for him. I mean, you could. There's a very realistic path to run this table right now if you can find a way to get good on this 11 somewhere. I mean, it very clearly goes in that right side pocket. And that window that you'd be aiming for also gives you the 9 ball, too, if you miss that window a little bit. This is unfortunate to get behind this 5. I think he wanted to shoot that 13 next.
Yeah, slamming the chalk down is kind of confirming what you were just saying.
Mm-hmm. He's been playing some good patterns. You don't always get perfect shape, but the mental part of 9 ball is important too. And I like the patterns he's been going for. It just needed to work out. And now, man, I don't know what you go for here. This is tough. I don't think he can see a lot of those 2 balls in that upper corner. You'd like to get over there and play safe somehow, but I don't think he can see a whole ball.
I mean, if you're going for the hero shot, I mean, you're going to kick for the 12 in the corner probably because you're going to get a little help.
Is he looking at kicking these or swerving this? It's hard to tell.
Or
he may be trying to bend this.
Yeah, he might attack the 10 into the 12, into the 7, and throw it in. So he's probably calling the 12.
I mean, for me, if there's $1 million in the line, I'm just going to feather the left side of this 11 and put the cue ball down in that corner, and that develops my 1 problem ball. But it looks like he's kicking it a safe here.
Yeah, he's trying that 12 to push it in.
And I think he was going for something similar there, where he was trying to leave that cue ball locked down in that corner. Now, there's not an easy starter for solids. We've got the long shot on this 3, maybe what he chooses. This 1 ball, it's hard to tell how easy it is. He might be able to very easily just lay this one. No, that 1 ball's blocked by the 11. I apologize. That doesn't go.
Yeah, I'm looking at the line on it right now.
Yeah,
so
it's a dead line from the booth here. We can see it a lot easier if I just pick my head up.
Yeah.
But, might have to shoot this 3 ball here.
But yeah, on the monitor, it looks like it's close,
It does.
When you look on the line, you can see
Not
there's
even close. It's even blocked by the 6 ball. Forget you could take the 11 off the table and it still wouldn't go.
I mean, is that deceiving, So he's going to attack the 3 here. Tell you, he's shooting good.
Yep. He's poking at the ball a little bit, but he is staying down. His head is rock solid.
All right, so 6 and 7 is going to be his only issue, and it's really not that big of an issue.
There's sort of a 2-way shot. If he makes this 5 ball right now and tries to float down for this 6 in the side, it'd kind of leave him a long shot on the 4 if he doesn't quite get what he's looking at.
Yeah, I think he's trying to see if he can use that 7 as a stopper. Like, does that cue go into the 7?
You don't want to punch that 7 down to that bottom rail. He's trying to get up in there. I don't know if there was an exact plan, but he definitely wanted to move something.
That worked great.
It did. And sometimes, he had the right idea at heart. I don't know if he was specifically planning to hit an exact spot, but he got what he needed. The 6 goes. The 7 is open now. This is another one of those I should get out from here moments, and you got to try and not let that creep in your head because you got a lot of balls to go here.
Oh, see, I thought he was going to take the 6.
He definitely wants to finish down there just because those are closer to the 8 ball, which is fine. He got a really good look at this 4 ball to get closer to this 6 too.
Yeah, he's just got to get on the right side, like where he's at right now.
Yep.
Or middle of the table.
Yeah.
Would be perfect.
Don't want to be too close to this left long
rail.
Yeah,
he's good.
And that comes perfect.
Yeah, because now he can just almost stop this shot. Like, he's going to want to get a little angle. I'd probably roll up just like 1 inch above where the 6 is. Or you could draw back. I mean, he could really go anywhere he wants right now because it's going to be.
You just stop shot these 2 balls, you're going to get some kind of a look.
Yeah.
No way to leave yourself hooked. It's just how good is your shape going to be. I mean, I like rolling up, going forward, a little bit of stroke and putting this 8 in the side, but he may be looking long. He's looking like he wants to be a little softer with this ball and just take it all the way down.
Yeah, coming off the top rail, like you're saying, it leaves you 2 shots. You can either play it in the side or the long corner.
Yeah, but he came good. So, this looks dead straight from here.
Yeah, this is a shot I like here. I usually try to avoid the sides on valleys, but on diamonds, I don't mind shooting the side at all. I like they're big pockets on the side.
If he can stroke this in, this is going to be a commanding 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a statement. I mean, Josh just came out and said, "I'm here to play." So Todd's got his hands full.
We have yet to see him mess up one of these sort of dead outs. My commentator jinx has not worked. I've said, "Oh man, this is a good looking out," and he seems to take it down. So
JJ's saying, Ruth, I know how long it's been because he beat one of my current pool crew, Brandon View. Yeah, Brandon was on. I could look it up, see how long he was on the stream for. He had a bit of a run as well.
I'm looking at this questionnaire here, and speaking of the juniors, it looks like, I don't want to get this wrong, Josh started playing at 9, 10 years old. Another former junior player. And just as I say that, now I look at Todd's questionnaire, he started at 7, even earlier.
At what age?
7, age 7 for Todd, which would mean
I got my niece.
I'm not gonna age him, but we'll say a long pool career.
Nick, what's going on? Yes, Josh is he's shooting pretty straight today. All right, but scratched on the break, it looks like. Yeah, I think this is the shot. We start with the 11, and stripes are open.
I mean, there's still a lot of traffic up towards that top side of the table here, but he's definitely starting with the right ball. You want to take care of the one that doesn't go anywhere first, and then
yeah, and the stripes kind of control the 8-ball. They're surrounding the 8, and once they're gone, the 8-ball has a home. So I definitely like where he's going with this shot. He's really taking his time lining this one up. So he's...
Yeah, he was really focusing on not missing the shot, and I understand that, but he's left himself very difficult here. If he's shooting at that upper corner, he's going to be right over that 5-ball. Looks like he's going to go for this combo here, which might be the easiest shot from where he is sitting, just because it's so hard to cue over a ball like that. He hit it good. And needs to come out for this 9-ball. That is perfect. There we go. All right, finally some good rolls here, because he's been taking good patterns. He's just rolled up on a couple of balls and gotten out of shape. But
gonna draw back here, I think. Or he could roll forward if he wanted as well. I like drawing back here. Nicely done. Where's this 15? Okay, the 15 does go in the side or the corner, so he could roll
from here. I think this 15 goes in. Does it go in that corner right now?
It goes in, yeah, I mean, if he wanted to. I think he's going to play the 12 here.
I think he play the 12 first.
Roll
and then
forward.
15 goes in the side, or he can take the 14 next. Or
yeah, if he rolls forward, he could roll forward to the 13.
Sometimes you get locked in on making all the balls in that corner pocket. And forget those side pockets exist, especially with the shape he's got here. This very naturally rolls up to this 15 in the side.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to roll, just because of the angle the cue ball's coming off, he's going to roll up to the 13. And then he'll be on the 15 or the 14. Oh, we'll kind of see how he plays it here. He's actually looking at the 15, I think, for some reason.
You're going to make some contact if you shoot this 15 first. I mean, unless he draws off of it, you got to assume he's going to bump this 8 a little bit, which is fine, because this 12 ball seems like it's going to go right in that other side pocket. You could roll right into this 8 and still be good that way. Just got to think about it. Looks like he's taking a look at this kind of 13 and 14, how they line up. If Casey gets funny, he may have to combo those two.
Well, JJ's talking about a player card of some sort, like getting their CSR, WSPA, APA rating, etc. We just stick with Fargo, I think.
There's a lot of different systems, and I think Fargo has done a decent job, at least, of becoming somewhat universal. There's very few places that don't use Fargo.
Yeah, well, the thing is, and it's just like almost anything in life, there's no such thing. Like, people always want like the perfect there's nothing is ever, there's always going to be something that can be done better or worse even. But Fargo is, as far as I'm concerned, it gives you an idea. It's not going to be a complete sight picture, but you can get a rough idea, and that's all you need.
No, yeah, just to give a rough estimation. Now, we've gotten a little bit soft on this. What was that, the 14 in the corner there? And now we've got a tough shot coming back. I don't know if you can see any of this 15. He may have a tough cut on this 13 and then just kind of leaving it up to the billiard gods where this cue ball stops.
Well, and I'm looking at the 15. It does not go past the 8.
Yeah, unless he's banking it. But this 13, you can see the whole 13 ball. So you got to think he's starting there.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah. This is going to be tough here
Just
to
a
get on the
touch of
15.
inside on it, looks like, to try and hold it. And wow, we hit that good.
So he's going to have a
Hold
shot.
up. Yeah, it's going to be tough. He's on the rail, though. Better than over a ball. The rail is lower than the ball, so I'd rather shoot on top of a rail than over a ball like that.
He's got to push the 8 towards the pocket here.
Seems pretty natural.
Yeah, he's got to push it towards the pocket.
Just missed it, and I think he had that 8 ball. Yep, if that would have fallen, he had another good look at it. It's just didn't quite go his way. Now, luckily, on the shot right before that 15, he did tie up this 5-3. I don't know if that 5 goes. It looks like he may have some work to do here, so we may be seeing some safes at some point.
Yeah, you're right. 3-5 is tied up.
I mean, it's only one ball hell if your opponent can play a decent safe. And so far, we've seen some kind of, positional distance safeties. We haven't seen a lot of, like, lockdown, now you have to kick safeties yet, so.
Well, Todd's stripe is probably in the best spot it can be for one ball hill. I mean, Josh would have to be very creative with the save. All right, here you go.
He chooses to try and attack it here. I don't know if he's got enough angle. He might be able to pop this 7 in and roll down into it.
Yeah, I think he does. Might have to. I mean, he's gonna have to draw out of it a little bit.
I mean, I'm a big wuss. I'm looking out of play safe from underneath this. Try and get ball in hand and run out. But these guys have been shooting so good, he might just go for it. And hard to blame him the way he's been playing.
Well, actually, the 1 ball is probably the ball to use. He's probably gonna roll forward here a little bit, up to the 1, and use that 1 ball, pocket the 1, and then bust it out. Nope, he went right at it.
Goes for it. Oh, almost put it in the drink, but it looks like he's good, and he's got decent shape to get back up table off this 6 ball here.
Yeah, he almost pocket hooked himself on that.
That was very close.
Point right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of different rating systems out there, and all of them are going to be skewed by whatever local population, because not everybody travels and plays everywhere, so you're always going to have little local variations. Even though the ratings are meant to be universal,
well, that's the one thing I found out in pool. Like they say, there's only 2 things in life are certain: death and taxes. To me, there's 3 things that are certain. There's death, taxes, and pool players complaining about equipment and the system that's used.
Don't forget about rolls.
Yeah, rolls. I mean, there's just so much complaining all the time. Whatever system. I mean, they're just not meant to tell you exactly where someone's at. In all honesty, I think they should do away with all of them. Like if you want to play pool, play everybody.
I get the idea, though. I think pool gets a bad name sometimes. People talk about hustling and deceiving people, and I think the Fargo rate does a good job at least eliminating a certain level of that. You can have a certain amount of confidence that if a guy, has 1,000 games in the system, that he's not going to be 150 points off where he is. But other than that, I get what you're saying. You should just not. Yeah. On the flip side of that, people worry too much about it. Oh, I don't want to play that guy. He's 20 points higher than me, and that's just that's the opposite of what the system is for. So he's come up a little bit. Not sure why he's so worried about this. It feels like he can just thin this in, but he does not like where he ended on this 5. He's thinking about even going long table and shooting this 2 next, which I don't like. I want him to feather this in and just roll up on that long rail here. Obviously, don't scratch, but
yeah, he definitely wants to take this 2 as his money ball, but he's looking at taking it now.
Does not like this 5 for some reason. This must be just too thin. Doesn't like banking it, so we're going long here.
Yeah, if you take the 5, he's just worried about the cue ball getting away.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And that might be a first, miss or scratch in the middle of a run that we've seen. So he's been shooting so well. That's sort of the first chink in the armor. Hard to see missing from here.
Yeah, I'm just going to see one little roll forward here. Mm-hmm. Should be pretty
I'd love to have his vantage point on that 5 ball because he did not like that for whatever reason.
Yeah, from here it looked like he could just pound it off the rail, come right to the 2. But yeah, I think he just thought it was going to roll on him too much.
Yep.
And again, like I said, he wanted to use that 2 as his money ball, but he went ahead and fired it anyway. So all right, that puts Todd on the board.
We are on the board, and I think on that note, I'm going to go check on the little rascals. My kids are here kind of playing, shooting some pool, and playing in the weekly tournament. I think I better go check on them here before they burn the place down.
Yeah, appreciate it. You coming back, or are you staying out?
I think with the weather coming, I think we may head back up to Green Bay, but I'll stick around for a little bit and watch some more of this match. I want to see, especially the way Josh is shooting. I want to see if this guy keeps this up or not.
All right, Andrew, it's a pleasure. Appreciate you sitting in the
Same.
booth. If you see Adam out there, or tell Chris, maybe send Adam in the booth. If you see him out there. So I'll be flying solo. All right, Todd to break. Go to our break cam. All right, breaks are working today. That's a nice looking break. Minus the cue ball going in. Ouch. Never like to see the cue ball drop on a break like this. Wide open. See, solids look pretty good. I mean, stripes look really decent too. Yeah, I might even start. If I'm stripes, start with the 13 ball in the side. If I'm solids, I'm probably starting with the 4 ball, going between the 9 and the 10 in the side. The shots I'm looking at. Or maybe even the 3 ball on the side to the 7 to the 4. I don't know. There's so many good starting shots here. Ball in hand. So many different ways you could do this. Yes, 3 ball. I like this shot too. I mean, this just leads and opens up so much for the solids. It's not the easiest starting shot, but it gives you so many options here. You get that 7. See, would have been nice if you could roll up to that 4, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that now. Eight is going to be a tricky ball. So he can still roll up here to the 2. I mean, and give it a good roll almost all the way to the rail. And he could get on the 4 ball, which would be nice. Or he could draw out of it. Looks like he's... Can't tell what he's doing here. Yeah, he's trying to draw out of that. Yeah, I think I liked rolling forward there on that one. He would have been on the... I don't know. Todd with his opportunity to cut this lead in half if he can run out here. Oh, no. Well, left nothing easy for Josh here. So I think he's going to be okay yet. But Josh has been coming with some shots. I mean, he does have a shot on the 4 ball. It's a tough one. He's lining it up right now. But that cue ball's got no easy path to anything. He's really got to come around. Got to come around this 14 ball. All right, they're tied up now. All right, Todd with an opportunity for some redemption on this 11 ball. It jawed on him earlier. Okay, he's going to have a shot. Nope. Kind of hooked himself a little here. Looks like he's going to try and jump, but I don't know what he's jumping at. A 10 ball? He's got to go over 2 balls here. Looks like he went for a jump combo shot and almost went. All right, 5 ball is kind of trapped. I don't know if he can cut that in or not without clipping the 10. It's close. If I had my glasses on, I could probably see, but it looks like it does go. It's got about a half a pocket. I'm going to use a 6 and probably rearrange the furniture here a little bit. Probably roll into the 12 ball, which will knock the 4. I'm sorry, the 2. And nothing easy about this. I don't know if he's trying to see if he can stop this shot to leave his shot on the 2. I don't know if he'd be able to see the 2 enough to make it even if he gets the perfect spot. We will see, though. I mean, that's about as good of a spot as you could ask for. And I still don't know if that 2 will go because of where the 9 sits. That 9 is just kind of cutting off the line to where he needs, but I think he's got it. Let's see. Really good shot there. Now this is the shot I was talking about. Does this 5 go? We're about to find out here. He's also got to avoid hitting the 13 first. Looks like he's playing it off the 10. Wow, really nice shot. And perfect shape on the 8. Take another look at that shot. Really good orchestrated out here by Josh. All right, let's take a look at the shot that got into the 8 ball. Not the easiest of shots. I mean, just slices it right off the 10. And it comes out really nice for the 8. Put a little bit of, looks like, middle on it, or right. Yeah, nice shot there. All right. Josh getting set to break. Go ahead and take a look at the over. Ooh, they kind of, it's the first break where they really didn't break up too well. So this is going to be a clustered rack. Probably see a few innings on this one. Going after the 6 ball. Yeah, it looks like the balls are just too clustered up right now. He's got to find a way to open up this rack here. And not sure if he can quite get in between there. Oh, he's got some room to get in between there, I think. And on the overhead, it looks good. All right, so he just opens him up a little bit. All right, Todd coming to the table on stripes. See what he can orchestrate. Table is opened up a little more for him. He does not really have a good starting shot. All right, he's got a look at the 12 ball, I think. This is going to be a tough shot here. I don't know if that goes by the 4 or not. If it does, it's going to be close. I mean, he's almost better off cutting this 10 past the 4 down that bottom right corner. I mean, it's got a chance. I can't really get a good look at the 4 or the 12 ball. I mean, he's lining up on it. Todd definitely wants to keep Josh off the winner side of the board now. He does not want Josh getting to the hill. I'm not sure what Todd's looking at. Is he trying to think maybe it goes on the side? That's tough as well. Looks like he's going to try to call it on the side. Might have a chance. Well, that actually didn't end up too bad for him. I mean, the only thing he's left Josh is a bank shot on the 4 here, or a possible 7-5 combo. Or Josh is going to have to find a way to play safe. I mean, going to be hard to do with a layout like this. Might have to go with an aggressive shot here. Think he's going to attack the combo here. If it goes, it should possibly open up the rest of this rack for him. Oh, God. Did he hit that beautifully? I mean, now the rack's open. I think I like the 1 ball here. Still not going to be easy. I mean, whatever ball he chooses. Ooh. That's probably the first. Oh, no. Josh has rattled 1 before, but that was a pretty routine shot. You know, I haven't seen him miss many of those today. See what Todd likes here. He does have the 9. He's got the 14. He's got the 15. He's got the 12 if he wants it. A lot of options on him on the board for him. Kind of like the 9 ball. I think that's where you're starting. Ooh, he hit it way high up. Got a pretty decent look at the 4 ball with kind of natural shape to either the 1 or the 7. Yeah, I mean, the cue ball is going to hit kind of where he just pointed. So a little bit of outside English here and could throw that ball up table, but you got to hit it nice and soft. You don't want to get away from you because as soon as if you're hitting outside on this like he's doing, that spin's going to catch the rail and fly. He's still on the 1. Might want to think about hitting the right rail here first. What you don't want to do is follow that 1 in. It's going to be jacked up over the 15, which kind of eliminates any unless he can he get some draw on this ball? Looks like he can. Okay, so yeah, he's going to be okay there. I didn't know if he could get at that. He's got himself a nice little angle here too. He can come right in between the 14 and the 8 onto the 7. Ooh, did not get inside of it enough, but I think he still got it. I think he got just enough of a bump to get at the 7. He would have liked to get in between those balls there. All right, looking good. This is to get on the hill. All right, nice looking out there, orchestrated by Josh. And he is on the hill. 6-1, race to 7. Now, Josh had a pretty decent break all day. The last one he had was not as great. These balls split apart nicely and avoids the scratch. But I think it's dry, so I'll bring Todd to the table. I think you'll see him take solids here. Yep, starting with the solids. He's going to have the 3-ball. Well, looks like he's playing safe. It's a nice choice. Josh might have a little piece of the 10 here. I can't really tell. He's trying to kick at this 15 ball. He's calling the 11, so I think the plan is kick the 15, run into the 11 side pocket. That's one of those shots where you're saying there's a chance. Oh. Well, he got a hit and did not leave Todd much. Guess he's got a piece of the 3-ball. Yeah, I think he's got enough to hit it. He does not. All right, table is now open for Josh. Everything has a home here, but he does have a tough starter shot. Shooting over the 2 on the 9, and even the 2 is not even that much in the way. He might be able to avoid shooting over the 2. We'll see when he gets down to queue up. He's looking at that 14. I think once he plays the 11, he should be able to get on that 14 nicely. So I don't think the 14 is going to be an issue. I don't think he needs to develop that at all. Okay, well, he's actually going to attack the 14 right now. I mean, this is I like this. If it goes, he's primed to get out. It would have been primed to get out there. Because that 14 was the toughest ball on the table. I think it would have went. You know, he could have shot the 11 and then the 14. But he would have had to start with the 9, shooting over the 2, so it would have been a little tough. So I like his decision there. All right, Todd has got to catch a gear here. And yeah, he just kind of got to the one spot on the table that's going to make this tough. He still has a shot on the 7 ball, but the 15 is going to be a gnat in his ear. I mean, it's just going to be saying hello. You got to block that 15 out of your mind and just drill this shot. And he gets it. Table is now wide open here for Todd. He's just got to control this cue ball. Oh, this is an aggressive shot here. This is missable. Yeah. Did not get shape. He did tie up the 9-10 for Josh. So what is he's trying to cut the 15 in here? I'm sorry, the 5. I am all by myself, so I'm spacing out. I need you guys to wake me up in the chat booth. Keep me on my toes. Well, it looks like, where's he lined up? The 9-11 here? It's going to be tough. Man, he's hitting them good. I mean, pretty good table. He could stop on the 10, play the 13 down. He could play the 10 to the 9. I mean, there's so many options he has here. I don't like taking this 9 right now. I think 10 ball is the way to go here. As long as you push forward, I mean, you roll forward on the 9. No draw on the 9, but I think the 10 is the safe shot here. And you can give yourself some options. You could go 13. You could go 9. Yeah, he's perfect on the 13 here. If he's playing a 9 again, he's got to make sure he rolls forward. Gives him no chance of scratching. The problem is where you're rolling forward too. You know, you either got to put a stroke and come between the 4 and the 14. Or if you're straight enough, maybe he rolls straight down to the 14. You might be able to do that. Yeah, in between the 4 and the 14. So that's going to leave him tough. I don't think that cuts. If that cuts, that cue ball's that's going to fly. You really got to thin the ball to cut that. I just do not think that's a possible cut. Even baking this 14 is tough. And he's cut off from the 13 and the 15. I mean, he might be able to spin around this 2 and get a good hit on the 13, or he could just play the safe shot. Then the 14, come off the rail and get that cue ball up on kind of where his stick was pointed up on that top rail and just cut his opponent off. I think he just called it. I think he's trying to cut the ball. This is tough. If this does cut, I stand corrected. Call this a super cut. Yeah, he had to cut it so much he missed the ball. I mean, who's to say if it would have cut or not? I'm not sure, but he definitely knew he had to thin that ball. All right, this is a pretty routine out here. You just got to look at what is the starter ball. I like starting with the 2 just roll forward a little bit, draw back on the 4, use your 5 as your money ball. I mean, that's one way to do it. You could start with the 5 and use the 4 as the money ball. It's also a really good ball. I just getting rid of that middle ball, just kind of, I always just like getting rid of the middle ball. But I just roll forward on the 2 in the bottom right corner and play that 4 on the side. Or you could just roll forward on the 2, play the 5, then the 4, and use the 4 as the money ball as well. I mean, the 4 is actually a really good money ball because you could stop it for the 8. So yeah, I mean the 4 is actually a really good money ball as your last ball. See what Todd likes to do. Yeah, you could play this. He's gonna play the 4 first. Probably play the 4 and the 2 in the same corner, or the 4 and 2 in the side. However he wants here. He's going to have to play the 4 in the corner now. See, he was rolling across his line there. You always want to avoid rolling across your line that you're going in because it's hard to stop on the line. But he's still okay here. Does the 15 go by the 2? I think it does. That could be the only problem Josh has is that 15 ball. It does go on the side though. So there's that. Anybody watch last night's tournament? The queued up stop. It's pretty exciting. Had Sam Henderson and John Fields in the finals. Really, really great match. Sam is playing great. All right, so I think the way Josh played that shot is telling me that the 15 does go by the 2. Otherwise, he's got a really good angle to roll up and play the 15 in the side in between the 5 and the 8. And I think that's what he's doing because you see him rolling forward here. So that 15 is going to play between the 5 and the 8 in the side. But he's a little off angle here. 8 does not pass the 2. So he'd have to find a way. He's got to draw back on this to play the 8 in the same pocket almost, which makes this shot very tough. So this shot rolling forward is relatively simple, but he's going to have to dig down on it and get some drawback. Makes it tough. Yeah, it makes that shot really tough. Well, that's going to give Todd a very good opportunity here. Josh just gave a look in the booth like, whoops. Having a good time. All right, nice shot there by Todd to get perfect on the 8. And he stays alive, fighting to retain his title as current Jester. Todd getting set to break. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break here. Both players going to take 5, step out. So try to go over some of the player cards here with you. Just give me 1 second. All right. I'm back. I had to switch chairs to get over to the other side of the booth here. So we already said earlier, Josh is from Okachi, and Todd, we said, was from Mosinee. A little over 20 years age difference between the two players. So Todd got a few more years under his belt. Let's see. Q's. Josh plays with a 19-ounce McDermott and a Wheat State carbon shaft, 12.5 diameter. And he's got a brake cue, a cheap 21-ounce action 3-piece brake jump cue, 13 millimeter diameter. So not sure what type of cues those are, but he's just using a regular, probably bar box cue for his jump. And Todd is shooting with a Jacoby L4 and a Jacoby black shaft, 12.4 G2 grip. It's got the boomstick brake cue with a white diamond tip and a Jacoby jump stick. I really like the Jacoby sticks, especially their carbon fiber shafts. Got a really unique feel to it. And also their cue work is really pristine. Right up there with JP Shower. I'm a JP Shower guy myself, which is one of our sponsors. This was my first cue, and I've just always stuck with it, so I'm kind of team JP Shower. Let's see. How do they feel about jump cues? They both don't mind jumping. We saw Josh make one earlier. And table sizes, they both prefer 7-foot tables. Josh plays and prefers diamond tables, as Todd prefers valley. And being up towards Mosinee, I could see how that is. They are getting more diamond tables up there in Mosinee area, so that might change. Favorite game? Well, Josh likes 8-ball, which he picked today, and Todd is a 10-ball player, more of a rotation player. And let's see. Oh, we're getting back to the match, so I'm going to hop back over. I feel like I'm playing musical chairs. I have to jump over to the player's profile screen. Oh, Gary, did not see your chat there. Saying you love to play some tournaments up here, but you do not have a Fargo rating, and you don't play League, so you don't know how to get one. Well, good news for you. All you got to do is show up here at the Apple, and we'll get you established. I mean, first-time player, we'll generally start you off at like a 500 level Fargo, just because they don't want anyone coming in here and hustling or anything like that. You just pay the entry fee for the tournament, which I think based on 500 Fargo is like $15 or something. And then once you get established, you'll have your Fargo rating. So all you got to do is come on up here and we'll get you taken care of. I hope that answers your question. The only other way to get a Fargo rating, I think, is that app, Salado. But you got to pay for it, and you'd have to play with somebody that has the app, enter your matches, and, just not the greatest way to establish a Fargo rating, in my opinion, but it is one way. All right. Good open break there, minus the scratch. Looks like Josh will have ball in hand coming to the table. And see. Think stripes are the way to go here. They're all on the outside. Solids are kind of congested in the middle with the 2, 4, 7, and 5. The only tough ball for stripes would be the 14 ball. And I think you could start with that 14 and play it in the side. Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, we have the People's Champ coming into the booth. We have Ray South Strip Skin and Door.
Yowza!
Skin and Door. What's up, man?
Ahoy!
Dude, it was getting so dry in here without anybody, man.
I saw you in here alone.
I'm struggling.
The whole chat box is lighting up. They say you're struggling. I said, all right, I'll come in. I'll help you out. Not as bad as when Chris is alone, though. Chris G, oh, my God.
Hey, man. Chris, did you see his tournament he had last night?
That guy's on fire.
Dude, he's playing great. Won state, took third in, one of the hardest tournaments up here at the Apple. I mean, he's playing good.
I'll tell you, so just in general, but it applies to Chris right now, is the best part, the most enjoyment I've ever had in this game, and this game has given me a lot. I'm very grateful. Is I'd say number one is like when you do good in a team event, you go deep in a big, hard team event. 'Cause there's nothing better than that. You get that, multiple individuals all going in one direction. You get that sometimes feel that 1 + 1 can be greater than 2, even though we know it's not. You get going in a big team event and you get that feeling. But the second best feeling is improvement in your within yourself. Nobody needs to tell you. You don't need to study on paper, or for sure that you hit a certain shot or a break or your mannerisms or your stance or something, your mental game is better than it was 2 months ago. Self-improvement. It is measurable for sure, and this is a game where you don't even need the paper measurements, but
Oh, self-gratification. I mean, once you know your game's improving, I mean, it's almost like a high.
Oh, it is. It is. It's very much like a high.
Yeah.
I bet you, and Chris is doing that right now. That's the main point. And a lot of people around here are doing it. Kakak just wants. We got state champs walking all up and down these hallways, and I feel like people are starting to forget about me.
Products of the Mad Apple. Well, nobody's forgetting about you? How was Vegas?
Diamonds are made. Vegas was great. I just got back from 2 weeks. I was out there.
I got to watch it play, man.
Doing
Fedor
nothing.
was commentating your
Oh
dad.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
What he called you? You know what he called you?
I do. A couple of people have started
He
saying
called
that to me.
you
The
a
tactician.
tactician.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not just a
I loved it.
tactician,
I
he's a
loved it.
mathematician.
Little did he know, if he already would have known one of my nicknames already, but there's a new one. I never had that one, the tactician.
Yeah. Goes with mathematician.
It was beautiful. It was an honor. So what happened, for those who don't know, the BCA World Championships just ended. I was out there for 2 weeks. That is my favorite tournament of the year. Once a year, every year in Vegas, the BCA.
Where's it held
alongside
at? Down in Griff's?
CSI. At the Rio.
Rio, okay. Nice.
They set up over 300 tables.
God, I got to get back to Vegas, man. I love that place. So much fun.
Vegas has a lot of nationals. I lived there for a long time, but the BCA, and I would give a small shout out to the APA and the Valley. Those are amazing tournaments as well. But the BCA has extra magic in the air because they have big time pro tournaments always alongside with their regular events.
Well, yeah, the BCA with the BCA Hall of Fame, I think they get a little more, attention, or they generate a little more sponsorship or whatnot. So I think it's a bigger event, maybe.
Well, so the APA even though the APA is bigger, it has actually more people, for sure. The APA teams is the most attended pool tournament of the year, I would say globally every single year. Even though you have more people, which you would think just equals more energy, and it normally does, but in the APA you don't get the Shane Van Bonings, the Albin Oceans, the Copignys. You don't get the absolute best traveling from all over the globe like it's Street Fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every country or region or culture sends their absolute champion.
I hate to break it off here. Just to get back to the match real quick.
Yeah.
Todd just missed a key shot to really get back into this match. Todd is our defending title holder 3 weeks in a row.
Boy.
Josh came out firing. Took a 4-0 lead, I think, 4-1. But he's on the hill right now, 6-2. And I think he's probably getting out here.
This is a hill. Okay. So I got in here late. Wow, this match went quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Josh is playing really good today. Todd is playing great. He just hasn't really had as many opportunities.
Well, here you go. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And you just gave the champ an extra bullet.
Yep, and a good opportunity to get position on the 10 here. Drilled that one after just rattling one. I think he's going to be out here cutting the lead in half. So it's going to be
A little weirdly straight here. I would draw this back into the rail.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
he rattled it.
See, I saw there was a little bit of weirdness in that shot. You really can't. If you're going to.
You felt it.
Just the angle is just one of those angles that we know.
Yep.
Especially when we're struggling. I haven't watched the whole match, but he's down 6-2. Especially when we're struggling. It seems like we always got that perfectly wrong angle.
So I think when you're looking at that angle and you're looking at it, it's kind of funny. It's because you're looking at it like, where's my ball going? Where's the leave going? But if you just focus on making the shot, you'll take a lot of that weirdness away sometimes. But then you might end up funny on your next ball, though.
Let's see here, Josh. So you've zipped through these questionnaires, right? With Josh and
yeah. I just
Todd? Okay.
They just took a player break a little bit ago, and I went through them because I was all by myself. I was like, "What am I going to talk about right now?" And good old questionnaire helped me fill the dead air.
Well, the good news with that miss is that the 10 ball went into a absolute perfect spot. If you're Todd, the champ, but he is playing this run out correctly. You want to save that 4 ball for last because that's going to be your closest ball to give you a chance to get short side on that 8. Now it's going to be real hard. He's pretty close to straight on this 4. Again, that kind of weirdly like horrible angle where you have to really jam a ball and stroke to get to where you want to get. I think it looks like he's just kind of looking to lay up here, maybe even play a safe. Because you don't have angle to do much.
Yeah, just make this 4, roll forward a little bit, and call safe.
I wouldn't even make it. Just roll forward without making it, call safe.
Well, I got some good news for you. Oh, he played that really good.
Yep.
So I got some good news for you.
I love good news. Let's go.
All right. A little over a week from now, you're our next contestant on The King of the Hill.
I'm so looking forward to it. I am ready. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, what is Chris saying? What did he say?
So the Mad Apple Sunday Weekly is my favorite tournament.
You did
weekly
not just
tournament
draw
in
the
the whole year.
You draw the break pot.
I put $20 in this week. I was feeling lucky.
I'm going out
I just
to watch
came
it.
from Vegas. Yeah, I drew the break pot. I think it's like 60 a ball. People have been banging that pot down. I've only won money on that break pot one time, but today, again, I'm feeling lucky coming from Vegas.
I don't think Todd even wants to hit his ball here. If he moves it out of the way.
Definitely wants to get a hit.
Okay, he's good. I think.
Yep, that is real good.
Yeah, because now he's going to have to come to the short side of the 8 here, which is, it's not going to be that bad. Well, never mind. I thought he had ball in hand for some reason. This is tough.
Yeah, that's why he wanted to get a hit. Because
Yeah,
first you said he didn't want to get a hit, and I know what you mean because he had the hole blocked, but he wants to get a hit because now he doesn't get ball in hand. And actually, it worked out perfect. He hit at good speed, everything.
I'm going to go watch your break pot.
All right. Well, I'm going to go. Well, I like commentating this match. This is okay. Again, great hit. Now we're into one of these, high level kick safe wars. So we just saw one safety, which was a great safe.
This is going to be the
4.
This is going to be the 4th safety.
He went to a kick safe with speed. Got there. He went to a kick safe.
You're going to see another
leaving
kick.
the cue down table, and we're about to see another kick safe. So I'm going one rail, trying to hit this 10 ball pretty fat, and hold the cue ball behind the 8. That's my shot.
Yeah, because if you come off the top rail, you're going to open it up, huh?
You can come off the top. So I'm thinking side rail. You can come off the top rail and do the same thing, And that's actually probably what a pro would do, so you probably should do that.
But that's tough because you might split them open, and then you're going to have a shot on the 4. You'd have to hit that really good is what I'm saying. Like, that's a tough shot.
The reason the pro would go for that shot at the top rail is because you're going to open up and develop your stripe. If you go the way I thought at first, the side rail, you're basically putting your 10 ball
on the rail
to the center rail where it's easy for him to play a safe back. But in my opinion, you ensure the safe more going through the side.
Yeah, I think if you're playing the side, I think the hit is one.
The hit's pretty easy both ways.
Yes, I think coming off the side rail is a little tougher. But if you come off the top rail, what I'm afraid of is if you got to hit it just right. Otherwise, what's going to happen is your opponent's going to have a shot on the 4 ball. You'd have to play that like perfect. Where there's a lot more room for error if you play it off the side, I think.
So the key is the distance after contact. So if you go side rail, you have to contact the 10 and hit a rail. So the amount of distance after contact of the cue ball to the 10 is very small. So it should be easier to hold it behind there. But again, you put your 10 center rail, so if they get a hit, you're probably not going to have a shot. You go top rail, and he's going through all this a million miles an hour, like Chat GPT, like AI. Now the distance from the 10 to the rail is longer, so you have to hit the ball harder, which means you can control the cue ball less and more likely to leave a shot.
Mark Bell is chiming in saying what's up and says,
Mark Bell.
And he says,
every ball is a rail.
Hey, oh, I love it, man. That's love. Thank you. So somebody asked me yesterday what does it mean, and I was in a match, or sorry, not yesterday. I worked last night, but Friday I was here, and anybody you want to talk about what does that mean, and I will gladly share because there's a lot of, I think because of Dale Lorenz, little guy, he's so we'll say I was gonna say slow learner. He's a great player, but he holds a special place in my heart. Let's put it that way. And because he doesn't get it, it took him so long to get it. He does get it now. It's not a big hard thing to get, but for some people it is. Just like Dale, every ball is a rail. You get better. You get that self-improvement. You get that a little bit along the way in your game, along your own path. Now you don't think about missing. How hard is it to hit the rail? Not hard, right? That's about how hard it is to make the ball. So now all you're thinking about is shape, and every single ball becomes a rail.
What's Todd doing here? He's firing in the 4 ball. Or I don't know, what is
he tried to put the 4 ball bottom rail, just create distance, give him, but now that was he double kissed.
Well, no, because he's stripes, I thought.
He is stripes. He decided to just play the intentional foul, which is what I did when Fedor was commentating me, ironically.
Made it tough to get to the 8.
Put the 4 down here, give him a lot of distance. Instead, he created the double hit. Josh, I don't like where he's putting the cue ball right now, but he's probably going to move it. This brings up a perfect scenario of what I like, one of my favorite questions to ask anyone. What's the hardest game to win, the first game or the last game? And from what I can tell, Josh's answer would be the last game.
Yeah, I mean, he came out firing 4 in a row, so.
For me, it's the first game. And it's about 50-50. I've been asking this question, polling it for quite a while now. Looks like he's going to try and play this with top and go underneath the 10 and come out 2 rails. I do not like that line. I would be drawing to my 8 ball. Oh, boy. Yeah.
My gosh.
That is a nightmare.
Wow. Well, he can come right off the top rail and punch that 10 all the way to the bottom, And that cue ball should sit right on the 8 because those balls are locked.
Okay. To the future. I don't see much here. What do you see? You're saying come off the top rail.
Yep, top
hit the
rail.
8, and now you have to contact a rail afterwards, so you got to hit it kind of hard.
Yep.
And then so where are you trying to hold your cue? Where are you hoping your cue ball ends up?
I'm hoping it stays right on that 8 ball. It's a little bit of a gamble.
That's a tall order. That's a tough ask.
Yes, it is.
I used to work in politics, and we had this phrase called the hard ask. And I think that phrase would apply here. Wow, he got a little lucky with that stripe going.
Yeah.
That definitely helps him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a makeable bank or a makeable cut. I mean, so
And
Todd-
honestly, he might have played that.
yeah.
I might have said, you know what?
Taking
know,
a soldier
to
off
me, it
the
looks
table.
kind of dead. Let me make this and just spread my cue ball, 8 ball a little bit and make it not easy for you. Because otherwise, if you didn't think that ball was going, he speeded it to leave it right by the corner pocket, which is about the worst place you could leave it.
Yeah, because then it's put the cue ball anywhere you want on the table after, pretty much. We'll see if he decides to cut or bank. I like the bank shot here. It
I
looks
like the
pretty
bank.
dead.
And I also like him to make this shot any way he chooses because he is the champ. Champions go down hard. Oh, he chose the cut.
Oh, no.
And it hangs up.
That's going to be curtains, folks, barring some kind of mysterious, crazy, off-the-wall shenanigans.
You need a miscue here. You're looking at 0.001%. I'll take that 0.001% though.
Yeah, you
You
will.
can go ahead and shoot that.
That's
Hope
harsh.
you forget to chalk.
All right, man. Well,
And
appreciate you
new
Yeah.
champion, Josh Cady.
Yeah,
Josh Cady. Am I pronouncing that right?
you did. I actually pronounced it wrong when I said Caddy, but it is Cady. But, yeah, so I'm surprised you got it. But, yeah, he's our new champ. He'll be back not next week. We are off next week because Whammo. We got Whammo going down, and then we'll be playing the following week. So, and we will be back today at 4:30 for our nights. So stay tuned, folks. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Ray, thanks, man. You're always a pleasure to have in the booth.
If I
Really
get some free
appreciate
time, I'll come. I'll peep back in here.
Yeah.
Do my John Fields peep on in,
Yeah.
and also
I'm gonna go watch that break
like you
pot.
teased it. We're not going to stream the break pot, but we are going to stream when I take Jeremy Feckenhauer down.
Tall order, man. He's been running for 4 weeks now, I think. You
He's
gonna
a
do it?
great player.
I can't wait for that match. It's gonna be awesome.
It will be a great match, and but I am predicting. I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Let's hear it.
The champ is here.
I love the setup. All right, guys. See y'all in a bit.